All right, the red light is on. We're live. Here we go. David,
Give brother a round of applause.
my main man, Pedro Rodriguez, fighting on iKON Fighting Federation 2 Thursday, live in UFC Fight Pass. My man, how are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, as long as I got a smile on my face, I'm stoked. I'm excited.
Awesome,
I'm
man.
not
Oh, you
hangry.
look good. You look good.
Usually during fight week, I'm a little hangry, be cranky, but we're good. We did a good, perfect weight cut. Like I said, we've been ready for this one. I'm
Okay,
excited.
okay. Let's start right into it then. You look phenomenal. I talk to a lot of guys. You know, they like you said, hang with their
Yeah.
4 or 5 days
Yeah.
out. But you look good. So everything is in line right now.
Yeah, perfect. Like I said, well, we got the call. We got the call from a management team saying if I could do
First round management.
First round management. Yeah, shouts out to them. Thank you, my man Dave, for hooking it up and doing his thing out there. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, it was supposed to be welterweight, but we decided since I haven't fought in like that weight was be a catch weight, so we decided to go 175. So that's
Right.
like perfect. It gave us the perfect amount of time to do that. And shouts out Lifestyle Eats for doing my meal plans and everything, because I really haven't been like on a strict meal plan. So once you hit that meal plan, it's like the weight just started like grabbing weight and just started throwing it out the window, like I said. But and especially with these hard practices, I mean, it's coming off easy. So I feel like I'll be a lot faster, a lot stronger, and it's surprisingly I kept my muscle, because I know when you lose that much amount of weight and a certain amount of time, all that muscle goes away. But like I said, I've been on a strict meal diet, and I feel great. I'm just staying hydrated. So yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you usually just walk around with? What's your walk around weight?
At 205. Yeah, right around 205. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So and well, because when I was amateur, I used to fight heavyweight and then middleweight. Well, and like I said, when I'm at 185, I still have like a good amount of fat, and I feel a lot faster, a lot stronger. So I could just imagine me at 175 just upping up another scale.
Right,
So,
right, dude.
Yeah.
175, man. You're gonna be powerful. You're gonna be big on there.
Yeah, at 185, there's a lot of taller dudes. So it's like I'm always like looking up this, and there's a lot of taller dudes like 6'2". I do like for the majority of the fighters that I fought were like 6'2", 6 foot. So
right.
Now
I was gonna say we just saw an amazing show, UFC Fight Night 6. We'll definitely get into Ortega. We'll get into Korean Zombie. I really want to hit more about you. Okay, so iKON's Thursday. I saw your record 7-2, 23 years young though, my man. I saw you started 4 years ago, so you started real young as a pro.
Yeah.
How, if you were to said to yourself 3-4 years ago, what level? Like how it's amazing how levels you get so quickly in the game. Now 7-2, 9 pro fights. What would you say to yourself 3-4 years ago? What would you do to that Pedro back then?
So let me go back to Pedro back then 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So I was barely starting. I was barely into the game. Like my mom, like fighting's always been in like my family. Like my mom was a black belt in karate, so she did her black belt, and then my dad and all my tios were boxers, and then my older brother he fights. So I was like, maybe I can do this. My older brother had put me in jiu-jitsu when I was little. Just because I was always active. I was always playing football and baseball and stuff. So I had started jiu-jitsu when I was little, and then I had stopped for a while because, like I said, I was always active. So I was playing football and baseball at the time. So I stopped. So right after I was done with a high school ball, I went right back to jiu-jitsu. That's what I just started focusing on. So one day at my brother's fight, I was at the fight. It was actually in town. It was at the TCC. I had seen him fight, and my brother looked to me. Like we looked at each other, and he's like, "You should do this. I could see you doing this." So we just started training, and then, I mean, once I got that feeling, and I just ran with it. Once I got that first win, I was like, "Damn, I could actually do this." So the Pedro, the dead game, Rodriguez from 3 years ago would be scared of me now. He'd be intimidated by him.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine for me in another 3 years, even my next year. But I'm learning so fast, progressively, and I had an amazing coach, amazing team right behind me. They spent hours and one-on-one, and we're training. We watch videos. We go over film. It's more than just fighting. It's technical. It's a technical fight. We're not just going out there and dog fighting. Sometimes it is like that, but there's always a game plan. And there's something I don't see, and he'll call it, and boom, it happens right away. It's like, oh my god, it's like magic.
Man, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome. I love hearing that. Have that relationship. Hey, Bill Belichick needs Brady. Phil Jackson needs Jordan. It's just a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a family.
Okay, so like I said,
we're becoming a family now.
Right. 7-2. Fight on icon one. There's already talks of 2, 3, 4 of those guys, kind of literally UFC bound right there. Maybe even a short notice fight. Can you see that for yourself, or do you think you're 1 or 2 away, or would you like to make Icon a little bit of a home? Maybe get a year in, so when you do get that call in, you're ready to roll. Or now, if you get that call, you're rolling.
Yeah. Well, like I'm saying, I can't jump ahead of the gun, but I feel like I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
like I'm saying, a lot of these fighters, they'll have like a couple amateur fights, but like all the amateur fighters that I fought, they're really good. A couple guys from Jackson Week, amateurs, and I've actually got the opportunity to be in EAFL, so they get the best fighters from Arizona, the best 5 fighters from the other state, and they go at each other. So like I said, I haven't went against nobody else that I've ever thought that I can go against them easy. Like every other fighter that I've ever been against is like, damn, I gotta take this. I gotta strap up and let's go. Like let's go. So if they do give me the opportunity, I feel like I'll be ready. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like I know what it needs to get done. But I can't jump ahead of the gun and take that. I just want to fight by fight. I mean, we see how this fight goes, and I feel like I said, I feel super confident.
It's always like that, one fight at a time. Always the fight in front of you is always the most important, the most vital fight. But like kind of back on Icon just as a whole, the whole card is insane. The main event, Dana White Contender Series alum. We were a little talking about it off air, so we'll kind of bring it to air. Bella Mir and Danielle Nguyen. Bella Mir's making her debut. Big buzz around it. ESPN's talking about it. TMZ.
And Icon is gonna. It's up there with the federations. Icon is definitely up there, and it's cool that they incorporate the MMA and boxing as well. Because Roy Jones Jr. has his event that he's gonna have right after, so it's kind of cool that he can get both of those worlds in there within the two. So it's like both of the best worlds.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, and there's a lot of talk, and it's gonna live up to that talk too. I could already see it.
Oh, for sure. I know it's gonna be a big show Thursday night live on UFC Fight Pass. Yo, throw at me. Who's gonna win that? Who's gonna win, Roy Jones Jr. or Mike Tyson?
Oh, Mike Tyson, man.
Come on, man.
Going out, I feel like Mike Tyson. I'm just saying, me as a fighter, me in general. That's not me picking sides. That's not me. I'm just saying, me as a fighter, I feel like he still has that. Both of those fighters still have that oomph in them. Like, cause no fighter's gonna lose their mind or their positioning. They still have that war in them. Like, it's gonna be a good fight. But I mean, for me, I think my boy Tyson's gonna take it.
Okay. Hey, man. I'll text you that night.
When is that fight actually gonna happen?
November 28th.
Oh, November 28th.
November
That's like a week
28th.
after. That's like a week after my birthday. I'm not gonna forget that. After we're done with the interview, I'm gonna mark it down on a calendar.
Got you.
I've always liked to see. You don't see fights like that every day. You don't see fights like that from all the fighters, and then they're fighting again. So I like that they're doing that as well.
Very cool. Here, let me jump in with someone real quick. Someone's cupping on GK Garrett, fight analyst. This man, he knows more fight statistics. He makes, he puts the money line on people. Garrett, you had a good night?
I did up until the Korean Zombie, unfortunately.
That's funny they said it because my brothers are competitive when they're betting against fights, so they're going back and forth, betting on each other. My brother was going for Korean Zombie, the other one going for Brian Ortega, obviously, and it was just funny seeing them going back together and competitive when they're watching fights.
Ortega being out for 22 months. Pedro, have you ever had that long of a layoff?
No, well, like I said, because since the whole Corona started, because I actually every 6th fight, it's either been 3 months between fights, 4 months between fights.
Right.
So it was. I had the first day had called me, oh, you're gonna fight on this day. So cool, we had got ready, and like I said, the whole COVID thing started, and then it was supposed to be in Florida, so Florida had got canceled, and then that's when I had got the call to fight in San Carlos. So like I said, this has been the biggest training camp that we've ever been in. I'm saying like a good 8 months, and I've just been solid. The only thing I'll say the hardest part of the camp is just the eating part. Like I said, I go to a buffet and 20 minutes later I'll be hungry again. Yeah, I go to a buffet, but once you get in that habit of, like I said, of eating right, I mean, the next week you just have to learn, you just have to build up to it. But like I said, it's good.
For sure. Garrett, tell me real quick, we kind of hit on Icon a little bit. Now we're starting to transition a little bit to the night's card. Ortega looked phenomenal. Like, this was high level Ortega to me before that Max Holloway fight, the undefeated, all that. It doesn't get that much better. If he fights like that against Volkanovski, he wins the title. He looked that good to me.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, that was the best I've ever seen Ortega. Mind you, this is the first time we've ever seen Ortega win a single round in his UFC career. He's always come back in all of his fights, super opportunistic, but here he just absolutely dominated from the get-go. I guess it wasn't he was out due to injury. He was out due to just reinventing himself, and it really showed. And I was super, super impressed because no one has ever done what he did to Korean Zombie. It was just absurd. Like, I've never seen Korean Zombie just flustered. He was so flustered on the feet. He had no idea what to do. He had no idea how to get in range. He just didn't want to engage. He was getting hit every which way possible. He didn't know how to defend the takedowns and defend the striking. It was just a phenomenal performance by Brian Ortega. And I just, it was a horrible call on my end, taking Korean Zombie and just fading Brian Ortega altogether. But, man, he really showed me up big time.
It is. We'll get into that. We'll get in a little bit of the money side of it because I did a parlay that you're going to love now with the results in the rearview mirror. But real big, back to Pedro, you were saying about how much levels, like you 3 years ago to you now. And I like that how Ortega took that time off and said, hey, I'm going to put 20 months away, even with a couple injuries, get my body right. It seems like he got his mental right. Like I said, you never seen anything better. Where do you think your game a year from now, a year and a half from now, if you're going to come back on the show, you're going to be UFC bound in a couple months, a year, where do you think your game will be at in a year from now?
Just like you're saying on the Ortega fight, he used everything that he could do when he worked. He used his feints, he used his kicks, he used his jabs. He was doing things I've never seen him do before. He was doing spinning elbows. So I see myself a year from now doing things that I've never done before and just rebuilding myself. And also, like I said, it all starts from somewhere. But when we work up there, it's gonna be incredible just to see how I am. And it's crazy because it's like learning how to walk. You first step and your first step. Because when I was barely learning, bro, you should have seen my kicks. Look like they're just throwing kicks out of nowhere. But like you're just throwing like chicken kicks. That's how it looked like. But a year from now, like I said, my mentality is gonna be a lot better, a lot stronger, everything's just gonna play its part. So,
man,
so I'm excited. I'm stoked.
Kind of question to both of you guys, Garrett and Pedro. Other than yourself, the Pedro fight's gonna be fireworks. Could be quick, but it's gonna be fireworks. What's the other fight on the icon card you're looking forward to? Does it have to be that Bellamere debut? We got to see what we got there.
For me personally, I gotta see Bella fight. I'm super stoked to see her finally get in there, throw down, and see what she's made of.
Right. How about you, Pedro?
On the fights?
Yeah.
Actually, how many fights are gonna be on that card? Is there gonna be like 5 fights on the card?
Yeah, I think 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm really my bad. I want to see her fight too. Like I said, she's a good wrestler. So I kind of know if she's gonna stand up or go wrestling. That's the part I'm interested in. So I don't know. Like I said, when I had my first fight, everybody's gonna get the butterflies. Everybody. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. If you say you're not gonna get butterflies, but as soon as that cage closes, that's you and the other opponent. And me thinking, I always think, oh, it's not gonna be me. I know it's not gonna be me. But I had to have that mentality. But like I said, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what she's going to do. And it's going to be her first fight. So I'm really interested in seeing that fight.
Man, can't wait. That's Thursday night, guys. iKON 2 live on UFC Fight Pass with Roy Jones Jr. boxing the same night. It's going to be insane. But yeah, let's kind of start more recapping the card that we just saw, UFC Fight Night 6. These Fight Island cards have been amazing. It's incredible. There's 10 ways I can go with it. We kind of started at the top. I guess let's just go right there to the co-main. Man, I had big money on Jessica 2 weeks ago. I have big money on Jessica Monday. And then I doubled down with like 3-4 parlays with Jessica, all clean house. I got twin girls. They're all got new clothes and new shoes coming. Jessica and Andrade made us some money tonight. Loved it. Easy.
Oh, yeah. That was beautiful, man. I loved it. Every second of it. I mean, like, I know a lot of people were like, oh, she's just going to use her reach and just be on her bike. I'm like, y'all never seen Jessica Andrade fight. I bet on her last 5-6 fights because she just fights for your money. Whether she wins or loses, she's fighting for your damn money. Period. Point blank. And she did exactly what I said. She can't reach for what she can't, hit, which is her face. So she goes what she can hit, her body and her legs. And she just ripped it and took her down and did beautiful work. I mean, I think of beauty.
Yeah. And Pedro, you said you saw a little bit of that fight?
Yeah. I was just barely coming when they had barely playing the fights. But I would never underestimate Andrade if I was another fighter. Those four fighters, did you see the height difference between them both? Did you see the height difference? But that's supposed to show you that she was in and out of her pocket. She knew what she needed to do, and she executed fairly. That was a great fight.
It was, man. And Garrett, man, you've heard probably 100 of my shows or whatever. I'm the most positive, go-lucky. I never rag on any mixed martial artist. I have so much respect for anyone that gets in the cage. But a little real talk. It's late at night. I've been up all day. A little real talk. I'm going to get a little real right now. Caitlin is one of the most overrated number one contenders of all time in any weight class of any time. Good fighter. Much love, much respect. But for her to be at number one contendership, have a title fight is bananas. It's outrageous. She is just another fighter in the weight class. She ain't that special number one or a title guy. It is what it is.
It is. I mean, you also think about it. Andrade literally should be next in line to fight, not because she's number one, because she is by far the best 125-pound fighter in that division next to Shevchenko. I will bet my money on Andrade over anybody 125 pounds. I don't care who it is. She is beating everybody. She's got the grappling. She's got the strike. She's the only one in the 125-pound division other than Shevchenko that's got knockout power. She's the only one that can stop anyone in that division with her power and her strikes. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with at 125 pounds.
That's true. And then, hey, Pedro, man, I saw you drinking water. We'll get this to you in San Carlos, Mexico. That sweet. Fusion water.
Send me a pack, bro. I need to stay hydrated. After wins, you're gonna see me drink the whole bottle. I'm always staying hydrated. I love water.
They pay the bills over here, so big ups to Fusion water. They're sending the water already. It's gonna be in your hotel room, ready for you.
Hey, hell yeah!
But I loved it, man. We can't wait. Are you gonna hang around and just talk fights with us, or do you got to get going?
No, I can hang around. I'm here. I'm here.
For sure. To be here. Garrett, man, let's go. Keep on going down the light heavyweight. Jimmy Croot. I thought he looked amazing. I think he's next level. Wow. And who he's facing. One thing, I think sometimes the UFC puts two young guys together that shouldn't be together. Like those guys should have been on different wavelengths, different sides of the bracket, and then maybe when they're top 5, top 10, go at it. I felt bad for what's the guy's last name? Yeah.
Bukowskis, yeah.
Bukowskis, but Jimmy Croot's the real deal. Loved it.
Wow, that was phenomenal. To be honest, I wasn't too impressed with Croot coming into this fight. I thought, he looked great. Don't get me wrong, in all of his fights. But I don't know. I needed to see more from him, and he fucking proved it tonight. That was phenomenal work, and he's definitely next level. And he's gonna make a run in the light heavyweight division for sure.
Right now, Croot versus Wreckage. Who do you have?
I gotta go Croot. I mean, I think he's got more. Yeah, he's got more tools.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got the jiu-jitsu. He's got the wrestling. He just showed he has the power because majority of the time he's been showing that he's very good in his grappling, very good with his jiu-jitsu. I mean, he almost finished Serkin off on the mat. He was just that close. Unfortunately, he got swept and that was all she wrote. But it was a learning curve. He came back and killed it the last two fights. So sky's the limit for him.
For sure. And back to you, Pedro. One thing I love, all 7 of your wins are finishes. I love finishers.
You might see something. I might pull out something out of the bag. You might see something else. But yeah, I got to keep these hands protected. This is a moneymaker. These are the moneymakers right here. These are the moneymakers.
When you go in there, is that important to you? Or are you always just you're looking for a win? I want to win and move on. I want to win and move on. Or is it like, hey, no, I want to get a stop. Like I want to get out of there quick.
No. I mean, no, not at all. They just happen just to happen. I land the punch and it's there. like I said, there's times where my coach he tells me a combo and boom, and I'll land it right away. Like I said, I can take it to the ground. I got hands. I mean, I'm versatile. But no, every time they just land, they just connect. De mano de piedra, hands of stone. Roberto Duran.
Dead game.
Yes, sir.
Garrett, back to the bets. The only fight I missed and I lost money on the whole night. Literally 9 fights I bet on, 3 parlays, hit them all. The only one I lost was that Silva Kraus. I like Silva as a plus money. I like the submission side of it. I know he wasn't that active, and it probably he was the one I lost, but I liked it. I you got to pick an underdog on there, and I went Silva, and it didn't go my way. Where did you go with that?
Yeah, I took Silva as well. I just I thought the short notice stature, Krause's takedown defense normally hasn't held up before this fight, and we saw in the Sergio Moraes fight.
Right.
I just thought maybe he could have capitalized on that at dog money. I was taking a shot, but man, Krause, he did work. Very, very smart. His takedown defense hold up very, very well. His striking look as great as always. Even on a hobbled leg, it looked like he probably tore his ACL of some sort early in the fight. So he really battled through adversity during that time. So kudos to him. And I'm a big fan of Krause. I really don't like betting against him, but I did and lost because of it.
Yeah, me too. Pedro, you ever been hurt bad in a fight like that? Have you ever hurt a knee or ankle or broke a hand or anything of that nature?
No, it's funny that you say that because I've always got hurt more in football and baseball than I ever did fighting. Like when I was playing, that's funny. That's how it seems. But I had dislocated my hip playing baseball. I had fractured my ankle playing football, and the only injury that I've ever taken is just a little good shot to the dome piece. I had to get stitches, but that was it. I mean, there's never been a crazy injury super that I had to take so much time off of. Like I said, I like to take care of my body, and my body knows my comfort zones and where it could go past. But nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. I try to stay not too heavy on the weights because I know that could play a big toll on your body.
Right.
So, but there's this one time where I was doing Olympic style lifting. I was never used to it because I know you have to have a lot of form. So I was doing clean and jerks. And as soon as I popped it up, boom, I felt like a little pop on my shoulder. But that was like the beginning of my career. But ever since then, I mean, everything's been perfect. My body's been perfect. But that's funny that I've always got hurt in football and basketball. I ever did like fighting. Like fighting is a real contact sport. So I mean, that's funny how that worked.
For sure, man. I love it, dude. Man, we can't wait for your fight, man. iKON 2 Thursday live UFC Fight Pass. Garrett's gonna be a hell of a show,
baby.
Hell yeah!
I'm excited.
Can't wait, man. It's been 23 minutes, and our other guy, Aaron, would probably kill us that we haven't mentioned Jillian Robinson that much. She's our girl. She's been on the podcast so many times. She was our first 100, 200, 300 episode. We love us some Jillian. She looks phenomenal. Once again, Garrett, she just keeps on doing work. I actually really love the ground and pound that she did in the second and mostly the third round. The savagery, the nickname really came up. I thought she could have went for an arm or a neck, but she didn't mind just throwing bows and just trying to win that way. Savage wins again, most flyweight UFC wins of all time for females. Give it up.
Oh man, a red hot money making machine comes in again like always. I mean, she's great. She's one of the best at 125 pounds. She's gonna keep climbing the rankings. Unfortunately, I don't know why they're not giving her more higher ranked opponents, like someone like like Warren Judge just gets a number one right off the bat, or Jessica I when she fought Cynthia Calvillo, stuff like that. I don't know why they're getting a jump up where Robertson should have gotten something like that, but she looked great. And if you saw in that fight, Botello didn't want to give her back. The moment she gave it back. Yeah, go ahead.
There, 1 second. Our boys just popped in. John Rafford, Chris Mixon. Chris Mixon just won his debut fight. He still looks beautiful. 1-0 professional. How you boys doing?
How you doing, boss? I can barely hear you, but thanks, man. I appreciate all the fucking support.
Always, man. We got you back. It's just what we are. Family.
Absolutely.
Man, you look phenomenal. Your striking looked real clean and spinning back kicks and round one.
I got fucking caught.
You did get clipped.
Yeah, he caught me slipping. Man. But, you know, it is what it is. I still pulled out the W, but fuck it, you know.
Love it. Man, you guys doing good? You guys clean out there? John, you all right?
Yeah, baby, we good. He caught me with a little shot of warm-ups. I don't know if you can see it. I got a mouse on my eye. I'll try to find it, but it don't matter. It's just
We do, man.
Little but
Boy, we appreciate you guys so much, man. That's awesome. Great victory, 1-0. We'll talk real soon, all right? We'll go all in.
Absolutely, brother.
all right, brother. Y'all have a good one. Thank you again.
Yeah, man. Love seeing you boys. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Man.
That's great.
He literally just won his pro debut 15 minutes ago, and he's jumping on the pod.
He fought today?
Yeah, 15 minutes ago,
today.
Pedro.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
Got his
Hopping in.
W
Hey,
hopped on the podcast.
yo, I didn't know he fought today. Congratulations to him, man.
Yeah, man.
It was a big win.
He's
Oh,
a
that's always
killer.
good.
He signed
Was
with First Round Management as well, just like
Oh,
you.
is he? Was this his first fight?
Yeah, first pro.
Fight. Oh, damn. Got it out the bag, getting ready for the next one.
Yeah. Man, people are loving that shirt, Pedro.
Oh, Strikers On. This is actually a breast cancer awareness.
Love
t-shirt
it.
For all the breast cancer awareness patients out there. Thank you guys for fighting. My nana had breast cancer awareness too, so I'm a highly advocate of that. I actually got it tatted right here on my neck with the breast cancer logo. So I support like breast cancer. Shouts out to Strikers Only for supporting me and being there for me.
Absolutely, man. And dude, whatever that is, send me the link or logo, whatever. We'll pop it on the podcast. We'll get it out there. All right.
Sweet, bro. I appreciate that. Like I said, sincerely, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Much
Thank
love.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was Chris Mixon. He's a welterweight, long, lean. He's like he reminds us of Wonder Boy Thompson. Very long.
Good shit, Nixon.
Striker.
Good shit.
But he got a second round Kimura.
Oh, that's
He subbed him.
technical. Getting technical.
Yeah, crazy. Man, a lot of love for Pedro right now. A lot of love right here. I love it, man. So yeah, we'll go back into it, Garrett. I'm sorry to interrupt. They popped in and you know,
That's great.
before they start drinking too much, you know, let's get them on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, Jillian, I can't wait. And you know, she kind of popped out on Shevchenko. She really wants that fight. I think that's to be honest, I think that's an easy fight for her. I think she goes out there clean. But yeah, just one of the best flyweights of all time, and she does never gets the love ever.
No. I don't know why though. I don't get it. Like, she deserves it. At this point, she deserves a big step up in competition. Not even competition, because she's better than most at 125 pounds. They're not even a step up. They're just ranked above her. She's better than them. Let's be real. She's top 5 in the division, maybe even top 3. I would put her in there because there's really not a lot of good, flyweights in my opinion at 125 pounds. So, but
right,
she's gonna keep it up, and I know she's gonna keep moving up.
And so let's hit on that kind of, Pedro, with being almost underrated. Do you like that? Does that bother you, or does it bother fighters that in the gym that maybe doesn't get the pub or doesn't get the rankings they should deserve, or you just at the end of the day the cream will rise? You know what I mean?
No, I don't. That doesn't affect me one bit.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna prove my name. I got a name on my shoulder, and I'm gonna prove to it. I'm gonna prove to everybody. And so look, this is who Dead Game is. So you better watch out. Better keep an eye out. You better have eyes in the back of your head that you can see, because I'm gonna come differently. I'm gonna come sideways, and you ain't gonna see me. No,
have you watched tape on your opponent yet?
Excuse me?
Have you watched tape or video or something?
Yeah, we watched a couple of fights. I think 2 fights that we watched. Like I said, we go over film and whatever we need to do. We go over film and we'll do this, and we'll go watch film again and go, fix this whenever we need to do, and we'll fix it. But yeah, I watch film. I always watch film. One of my fighters always try to fight whatever I can and try to help me to my advantage. For
sure. Because, of course, fighters, like you said, you're going to keep on developing. You're going to keep on leveling up fight to fight. But sometimes in any time, when shit hits the fan, you have a gut thing that you do. Whatever. A wrestler will try to get a leg. A striker will start throw a heavy right. Whatever that is, you can kind of get those little things when you watch film, I think. That's what I see.
And that's the instinct, too. If my coach says it, look, if you see an opportunity, then go for it. Shoot for it. He's like, I'm not going to hold you back at all. I'm not going to hold you back. So me watching film, I already know where to be my range and where I need to attack and when I need to stand back. So just by watching film, I could already base my range of where I need to be. So it gives me that up that I can be at my game.
So for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Another fight I want to hit on, Garrett. I definitely want to talk to you about this. A Nurmagomedov won on Fight Island, but it's not Habib, and it's not next weekend. His name is Said.
Said.
Woo.
Said.
That's tough. That's tough. But he looked clean tonight, though. 51-second knockout.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, like, that was pretty much how I envisioned it going. I didn't think it was going to become that easy. I mean, he didn't even throw anything that hard. At least it didn't seem like it. It didn't.
Right.
Like,
no, I agree.
he just grazed him with a left check hook, and that was all she wrote. Just put him down. I think maybe it just caught him off balance with his equilibrium, and then he went for that single leg, and then he just hammered him away from there, got him on a mount, and then finished him. I mean, that was, I think, a beauty. I think he's going to be someone to be reckoned with, in the bantamweight division. I think people are talking about O'Malley and him fighting. Man, that's a tough matchup for O'Malley if you were to take that. I would not advise that whatsoever at all.
No, of course, and this is what I was talking about with Croot a little bit. Keep those guys apart. Like, how dope would it be 3 years from now, O'Malley gets his shit together, kind of maybe gets back up there, and then you have a Nurmagomedov in the bantamweight division, and they find each other 3 years from now, and that should be a title fight or a number one contender fight. Like, keep these guys apart. Like, you don't have to be throwing these monsters 25 years old at each other that quick.
They're just killing hype chains out here, and I don't get it. Like that Croot and Modestas Bukauskas. I mean, Modestas is not there yet, but he's a legit prospect. He needs more time to fight better opponents. Croot has fought fucking great opponents. There was no reason why they should have fought. I mean, Croot was levels above just experience-wise. Modestas only fought one time in the UFC, and he didn't fight anybody remotely good. I think he fought Michelitis, and that was like an iffy fight because he landed five shots to the back of the head to get him out of there. And to be honest, he didn't even get him out of there. He fell through the cage that was open behind him. He had no idea, and they called it off. So I really don't want to hear about that. But it is what it is. But they need to build some of these guys up. Don't kill them before they even get started. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's not fair.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. Back to you, Pedro, man. Let's roll with it. I really want you to shout out your team, sponsors, platform. Tell UFC Fight Pass. Tell the people why they should watch. How about a fight prediction? Is it going to be early? Do you want a 15-minute war? Platform is yours. If you want to pull the Rock speech on us, whatever you want, my man.
Perfect. No, like I said, shout out my team. My team's always been there, and everybody that's been there for me. That's gonna give me all the energy to take in the ring and fight. That gives me the more power. Like everybody's just feeling the love, and that's what I love. Just knowing you got a team behind you. So thank you to the Dominate team. Thank you to Bernie. Thank you to Ray. Thank you to all my sponsors. Thank you to Being on Athletics. Thank you to Strikers Only, Lifestyle Eats. But like I said, this is not a fight to blow by. It's like, it's another fighter. This is another fighter. But this is gonna be the fight to watch. So I want to thank iKON. I want to thank First Round Management, the whole First Round Management team, Roy Jones Jr. and their team. Like I said, thank you guys. Like I said, I'm giving the biggest thanks to you guys and everybody that's been there behind me. Like I said, Dead Game. Don't forget the name, Pedro Dead Game Rodriguez. And I believe it won't go past the first round. Like I'm saying, I've been ready in 8 months. Like I said, I can't stress that enough. So we've been ready, and we were looking at. Well, so I was looking at my coach, and we were looking at each other today, and we're like, dang, like 8 months, and it's finally done. Like we finally get to get a fight. We were just hitting the mitts at the end of the day, just super lightly, and we just laid down and took a deep breath in, and we got to. This is it. So I mean, he always gets nervous as much as I do. So I mean, he gets the butterflies too. But yeah, thank you to also to Lucion as well. He does another sponsorship, and thank you to the whole family, guys. Thank you for guys having me again.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. We'll close with you on this, and then Garrett will hit a little bit more on the fights. Man, I love that you were, like you said, you were off for those 8 months in a way. It just seems like you want this maybe a little bit more than your opponent. It just seems you're super angry or excited.
Yeah, I'm itchy. Like I said, I'm
itchy.
Like,
you want to go. Like, you're not taking it for granted. Sometimes when you fight a couple in a row, it's like it's kind of, okay, I'm in this again. This is the Super Bowl. This is everything to you. I get that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm saying, I'm going to take fight by fight, and this is like a big fight for me too. I'm not going to say it's not a big fight because it's a big fight for me too. So I'm going to take that in, I'm gonna enjoy the night, and we're like I know I'm excited. Like this is gonna be the night, and we're gonna handle business. So
We're gonna get
yeah,
it.
a long time coming. It's a new chapter though. I throw away the old book. That's the amateur book. We're starting on a new book today. We start a new book today. Once we get that first round in, we started a new book.
Love it, man. First round management, iKON Fighting Federation, UFC Fight Pass. That's a lot of great shit behind you right there. That's a lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Travel safe. Drive over there. Have a real good weight cut. Seems like you're in a good spot, and we'll see you Thursday live on UFC Fight Pass. All right, my man.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. I'm excited.
All right, brother.
Hey.
Good luck, man.
I want some of that water.
Hey,
Thank you,
we
man.
got
Appreciate you guys.
in the hotel room. I got you.
God bless.
Later, brother.
Bye-bye.
Man, I can't wait for that, Garrett. Can't
Oh
wait.
my god, man! It's gonna be a great fight card, like top to bottom, great fights. Starting from the first fight all the way to the main event. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely stoked for that. Just a couple days away.
I know, and like this is what I've always been a pro when they do, even if it was Brock Lesnar who kind of Frank Mir brought up a little bit, or even if it was the CM Punk or how Lex McMahon's fighting in a couple weeks. Bella Mir's none of that because everything I hear, she is going to be a bona fide UFC superstar. Like this is happening, but she's bringing so many more eyes. Like there's a lot more eyes on Pedro Rodriguez than maybe there would be on another fight because Bella's on this fight card.
Right.
Like I hear numbers for this show is going to be like a UFC show. It's going to be bananas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have the daughter of Frank Mir, who's, he's a legend in the sport, and then the daughter, she's 17 years old, pro MMA debut. This could be phenomenal. And I can see her getting a shot in the UFC so quick in her career. I don't know if that's going to be a good or bad thing, but, rattle off 2-3 wins. You might even see her in there that soon. If she's that dominant.
2021 spring or summer, she's in the UFC.
I can see it. I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I think they want her to be the youngest UFC champion of all time.
It could happen. I mean, she's been training her entire life. So, I mean, she's got the leg up on a lot of people, even the people that are experienced, which is the crazy part.
And then, okay, so then it's so funny. We had a great talk with Pedro. We'll maybe go back to the UFC Fight Island, or maybe let's preview a little bit of UFC's going forward, or maybe some matchups they could make. But let's kind of talk the other side. We've mentioned Danielle Nguyen once. Like a win for Danielle Nguyen changes her life forever. She's the one that will derail the hype train, derail the train. A win for her on UFC Fight Pass. She gets another fight quick. She gets her name out there. This is her first pro fight as well.
That's true. I mean, she can make a huge platform off of Bella's name as well.
Right.
Especially if it's like emphatic, if it's something like, oh my God, like she finished her, or, something crazy like that happens, it could skyrocket her career and just take it, like, it'll blow it out of, like, not out of proportion, but like blow it so far up that she could get so many more better opportunities moving forward in her career.
Crazy, man. Dude, I'm seeing the Manscaped behind you. I'm seeing that Just Blaze clothing behind you. Fight Finesse behind you. Okay.
We're getting there, Sponsors are coming. Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
We got to get that Fusion logo on there.
Oh, I need it, bro. I mean, I want to try some of that water you got over there. You've been drinking up all night.
I got cases on cases.
Yeah, I'm drinking my beer. I don't got water, unfortunately.
Anything else on the Fight Island 6 that we didn't really hit, or you want to hit on, or maybe more Ortega? Ortega was the star. Jillian Roberts was the star. I think Jessica, even Jimmy was. It was pretty impactful. Right?
The other star is the awful judging that has happened the entire night. Taking 2 wins away from Malarkey and Gamrot. That really really pissed me off. I mean, I didn't bet on Malarkey. Obviously, I did bet on Gamrot, but like I don't know how you give either one of those 2 losses. Even Garam was like, "Yeah, I definitely didn't win this fight. I shouldn't have won this fight." And he didn't even go and talk about what happened in the fight. He just said, "Nah, I shouldn't have won." That's bad. That's when you know something needs to change here. Right. Stop having boxing commissions run an MMA fight. It just, I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to change, but I'm just beating a dead horse here, unfortunately.
No, man, we've talked about it so much, and then we've been on this thing for 2 years now under the podcast, under this banner about open scoring. It doesn't change the bad calls. But if in the Super Bowl, if the Falcons know that they're up 28-3 and the Patriots know what they have to do to come back, at least they can. If there's a bad call, it is what it is. If going into the third round, they think that they're up 2-0, but it's 1-1 or maybe even down 0-2, like we maybe saw, like now they can be like, oh, whoa, I got to go for a finish or I got to change something up dramatic. It's just, it makes no sense that we don't know the score of a sporting event while it's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They've been doing it for Invicta. It worked well for them. I think LFA's now doing it. Still don't know. I think next is going to be probably Bellator. It's gonna get to a point where everybody's doing it, and the UFC's like, damn, I guess we have to do it now, right?
Yeah, and like I don't like when people go, oh, they never done it this whole time. It's like, no, dude, people change, people evolve. We've done some stupid shit back in the day. People used to be able to smoke cigarettes on airplanes. Like, come on.
That's true.
It's like it's just crazy. But no, I like Nurmagomedov. I thought had a big night. Ortega. So it looks like to me, Ortega will be matched up with Volkanovski. Even DC talked about it. Yeah. I think Jessica, if something happens with Maya, she easily slides into that. Maybe she waits,
I think it's going to be Calvillo Andrade next for that title contention, and then they'll give Maya Shevchenko, and then that's probably what that should happen, right? I think that's
just do they pass on Lauren Murphy?
I mean, if you go by the rankings, I guess you know what I mean. I mean, if Lauren Murphy and Calvillo was supposed to fight, Calvillo gets COVID, doesn't fight, Lauren fights this next weekend, wins. How could she not? To be honest, I totally forgot that Lauren Murphy and Calvillo were even matched up, and then and then one of them fell off. Now I remember that Lauren Murphy is now fighting someone else. So yeah, I mean, now they gotta wait. Now there's really a stalemate in the division, more or less, because Calvillo's, unless Lauren Murphy wins her fight, then she gets Andrade, and that's your title contention.
I like that. That. Give him someone in the top, 2022. Don't give him a huge name yet. Let him get another win. Let him get another showcase win. Croot, I wouldn't mind if he goes right into that 8 through 12 spot. You know what I mean?
No, he needs a top 10 opponent now.
Okay, right now. I'm with you on that.
Absolutely, because he could steamroll majority of the division as it is right now. Majority of that division is on notice. Like, you're on notice. Croot is coming. Like, he's going to be finishing a lot of people. He will be top 5 soon. Like, the dude, like, his work ethic is unreal too. I heard that he would sleep at the gym, like outside of the gym, in his car, in his van with his dog, because the commute is just too far for him. So he'll train, sleep in his car during fight camp. That's just, that's the dedication that he has to the sport. And I really admire that a lot.
No, kid's a stud. Maybe one last kind of topical thing, and we'll just kind of see where it goes off. You would think, and I'm kind of like Dana White in this way, I got my favorites. I got teams that I talk to more. I got fighters I talk to more. It is what it is. I should probably be a little bit more partial, but I am during the fight. During the interview, I'm always, I think, straight and narrow. How does Dana White think sitting with Chimaev ringside at Fight Island that the man doesn't even have a fight scheduled or there's no other fighters. Like, sometimes they are telling corners, hey, don't come, don't do this, don't do this. It's tight. It's very this. Him and Chimaev are having a picnic at ringside. It just seems a little off. It seems like a little Conor McGregor-ish. And now when stuff doesn't happen, it's like, I feel like you're doing the same thing over again. Am I wrong on it? Am I making any sense?
No, I mean, you're completely right. He's trying to make another Conor McGregor. Conor's not in the limelight right now. I mean, and he probably won't be like he was. So he needs somebody else. He needs to bring someone from ground zero, bring him all the way up, and make him the biggest star of the UFC. But I don't know why he needs to do that, because he's got a ton of great fighters that he should be doing that with. Israel Adesanya, I think, would be the prime candidate as to who he should be doing that with. I mean, he is one of the best fighters on the planet, period. You have Khabib. You have Khabib as well, but he's very he coddles Khabib a lot as well. He's not just cherry picking fights, but I mean, I don't know why they changed the time on the pay-per-view. Do you know? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's Russia time. It's at 10 o'clock. So Russia, and this is a fact on the last pay-per-view, more Russians bought the pay-per-view because Khabib Nurmagomedov was on it than Americans. So in a way, he's like, hey, if more people are going to spend $60 on it or $80 maybe in Russia, whatever it is, I want them to have theirs at 10 o'clock prime time, and us will move it to 2 o'clock. I get it.
Makes sense. I thought it was more because, Khabib he's training over in Russia. He's not really been training over the States for this fight. So I was thinking he was just, okay, so we'll just give him his, time zone, make it much easier for him to get acclimated to the time zone. Now Gaethje has to be on, his time zone. It's gonna really mess. I think it's gonna mess Gaethje up a lot more because he can't fight on his own time zone. It's really gonna mess up, I think, his game plan a lot going to this fight.
Probably for the last year, I've been saying that I think Gaethje could win the lightweight championship, and it was when Tony was going to have it, and then Khabib and Conor. I'm like, out of the Dustin Poirier, out of these 4 or 5, I'm like, I think Gaethje somehow ends up round robins, gets the title, and then he beat Tony. He looked, of course, phenomenal. Khabib hasn't done anything, and for the last 3 weeks, I'm like, oh, I love Gaethje plus money, and then the closer we go to it, Khabib Nurmagomedov is undefeated, unbeaten. He's this way for a reason. I'm like, why do people go around? I feel it's the Israel Adesanya Costa a little bit. It's like people are so on this Costa thing. And it's like, wait, Izzy's the champ. Izzy's undefeated. I'm going to go that way until he loses. And I guess I don't want to spoil it, but right now in this moment, drinking Fusion CBD water over and over and over again, I think I'm leaning towards Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Oh, man. I want to get cute and take Gaethje. I really do. It's hard to go against Khabib, obviously, because he is pound for pound one of the greatest fighters that we will ever see, ever, in mixed martial arts. But I don't know. There's something about Gaethje. He just poses a threat that that Khabib has not seen just yet. I mean, he's a D1 All-American wrestler. He's yet to be taken down, controlled by literally anybody. He's got 20-plus finishes. All of his wins have been by finish, every single one of them. I think, except for maybe one, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But and he's had losses already. He's gone through adversity. And in those losses, he went to wars. He went to absolute wars to get to those losses. He's got the cardio to go 25 minutes with literally anybody. Training over there at altitude in Colorado. And he looked way better in the Tony fight as well, more composed, wasn't overextending on anything. He was just letting it come to him, and he was just picking them apart. If he fights like he fought Al Iaquinta, who took the fight on 24 hours notice, Gaethje is going to make him pay, period. Because that Khabib against Al Iaquinta, he did not look great. He looked like he was tired towards the end of the round. He was letting Al get up for no reason when he could have just kept him down there. And Al is actually probably the best wrestler that Khabib has faced in his career. Now he gets a step up as in a wrestler in Gaethje, who's, I think, way better wrestler than Al Iaquinta. So, and he's a much more powerful striker than literally anybody he's faced. So, you get those mixed together, it's going to be a very interesting fight. If he keeps this on the feet, I don't know.
It is, and something I even got, I did a little spiel, did a little video, added to the podcast, and not talking when he won the title and afterwards, because to me, maybe his 2 best performances has been Poirier and Conor. But before that, to become the champion, his big 4 that he had to beat, and no slight to these guys, was one of the weakest 4s to ever win a championship. Yep. Al Iaquinta, RDA, Michael Johnson, and Barbosa. Barbosa. I love these are all good guys, of course. But Conor, when people thinks he had the easy road, he had to beat Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Chad Mendes, and Jose Aldo, who didn't lose for 16 years. Like, it's crazy that Khabib is like, oh, he's the lunchbox, he's the pail, he's the wrestler, he's the grinder, the worker. He had an easy goddamn run to the title. Like, let's just call it out.
Absolutely.
His 2 fights post-it, incredible. He beat, to me, Poirier and Conor kind of easily. He looked phenomenal in it, and it is what it is. But I can't wait. I'm crazy.
Yeah,
Who
me
wins?
too.
Oh, MMA Island jumping in. Who wins, Volkanovski or Brian Ortega? My spiel real quick, and then I'll pass it to Garrett. If Brian Ortega fights like he did tonight, he beats any featherweight in the world, bar none, period.com, the end of the story, over. Brian Ortega will be the champion if he fights like he did tonight. Garrett?
I don't think that's still enough to be Volkanovski. I really don't. I don't get me wrong. Ortega fought flawlessly. Yeah. But Volkanovski would beat Korean Zombie if they fought. Volkanovski would beat probably, arguably, almost everybody in the 145-pound division. He is truly that good. And I think Max Holloway is so good that he makes Volkanovski look, you know what I mean? He's that good. He really is. And the leg kicks are going to play dividends for Volkanovski in this fight. It played a little bit of something in this fight. Ortega, he did really well using his distance, but I don't think Volkanovski is gonna really. He's not gonna play into that game. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna land his punches. He's gonna land heavy leg kicks early and often. You're talking about a guy that landed over 100 leg kicks in a single fight against Max Holloway in their first fight. 100 leg kicks. Ortega has never had to deal with 100 leg kicks in a single fight. He landed Korean Zombie landed leg kicks in this fight, but they weren't that damaging. I really do think they're going to be damaging from Volkanovski. That dude is a powerhouse. And granted, look at where he trains with. Israel Adesanya, Dan Hooker, Brad Riddell, who's his striking coach, all the way back to when they were training in Tiger Muay Thai. He's got all those guys backing him, helping him get ready for someone like Ortega. Ortega's got to bring more to the table. I think he needs to be more opportunistic in that fight. I think he needs to try to take a limb, get it to the mat, use his grappling, his much, much improved grappling. Let me tell you, his wrestling improved immensely in the last 2 years. He was not able to take anybody down previous to this fight. I think his takedown success rate was only 16%. And basically he was just getting people to just make the wrong moves, and he was just taking their limbs and snatching their necks. Now he's able to take people down, and if he really implements that game against Volkanovski, then I give him a chance, a very, very big chance. But if he's staying in striking with Volkanovski, he's not beating him in a striking match.
All right, so kind of the same wavelength what I just did with Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor. Not at the championship. He beat Max Holloway not once, but twice. Love it. Max is an all-timer. Top 10. Love Max. He beat him twice. He might just have his number. I think the featherweight division might be the deepest, best division in the whole UFC. But okay, let me name guys that Alexander Volkanovski didn't fight for the title. He didn't go against Korean Zombie, Zabit, Yair, Calvin Kattar, Brian Ortega, Josh Emmett, Ige, Jeremy Stevens, Burgos, Sadiq. None of them. He beat an old Aldo and an old Chad Mendes and 5 guys we don't know of. Like, I feel the same thing. He did the Khabib a little bit, not posted it. If he beats Ortega and then he beats Calvin Kattar or Yair or whatever it is, then you got to give the man credit. But how did he skip all those guys? How did he not fight Kattar, Ige, Yair, Zabit, Korean Zombie? How did he skip 9 through 2?
I don't think any of those were in their prime at that time. I don't know what happened. No one started surging in the 145-pound division until Volkanovski won his first match against Max Holloway. After that, everybody started shooting off. Calvin Kattar beating the dog shit out of everybody. Zabit really on the rise because you really can't give him a title shot just yet. But, Yair doing his thing. everybody just started rising, and now they're starting to make their rise to the championship belt. I don't know if I doubt he's going to be the champion for that long, but I do think he could at least beat Ortega. I mean, if you think about it, who did Ortega beat to get to where he was against Max Holloway? I mean, yeah, he beat Morcano, and that's his best win.
Frankie.
And yeah, but I mean, and then Chain Sung Jung comes and knocks him out senseless too. Right after that, I mean,
you're right. You're right. It was Cub Swanson, Clay Guida, Mokia. Yeah, you're right.
Like, and he was, and mind you, he lost every single round of every single UFC fight in his UFC career coming into that Max Holloway fight, other than the Frankie Edgar. Everything he came back. He was losing every fight. He was outstruck in every single fight in his UFC career coming into that Max Holloway fight. Every single fight. The only fight that he's outstruck his opponent was Clay Guida by 2 strikes. Everything else, he was outstruck every single fight. But he was super opportunistic, and he got the finishes. So you got to give kudos to him. And then I think he fought Holloway too early. But it was a good learning thing. Because then he went back to the drawing.
He's better.
So good. So good. Wow. Yeah. Like, some people don't do that. And he did what he needed to do. So I give him so much praise for doing that. Some people were like, all right, let's go. Who I got next? No, he's like, no, let me relax. I need to get my body right. I need to get back to the drawing board. I need to shed some dead weight. I need to get some new people in here to help me get better. And he got so much better. Like, that was so good from him. I'm not going to lie. It was great.
Crazy. The featherweight division's nuts. Like, I feel like they got to somehow sneak Calvin Kattar at like an on-deck thing, but it feels like, to me, it's so easy. Zabit and Yair's right there. I think it's got to be Calvin Kattar and then Max Holloway. You match those 2 guys together, and then I think you match, because Emmett, who's been on the show, you match Emmett with the Korean Zombie. And now 5 months from now, because Emmett will be ready and then Korean will be ready. So I just think it's like in 5-8 months, everything will work its way out. But it's insane. It's like 1 through 9 is 9 could beat the heavyweight champion, like the skill wise. It's crazy.
You're going to see that belt a lot of different wastes over the next 2-3 years. I think the fight to make is, if Zabit wins, gives Zabit a rematch with Calvin Kattar in a 5-round main event on a UFC fight night, please, because that's a totally different story, and we've never seen Zabit in a 5-rounder. Zabit needs a 5-rounder before he gets a shot at anybody in championship fight, because it's BS that this man is going into a championship fight, if he beats Yair, without 5 rounds in his belt. I mean, come on.
He was offered that. He won't do it.
I know he won't. There's a reason why he won't. He can't go those 2 lesser rounds.
Oh, dude, you know me. I'm Calvin Kattar all day long. Calvin Kattar and Josh Emmett might be my 2 guys in this division. Like, they're just my 2 boys. I like them. I'll roll with them. I'll roll with Calvin Kattar to the end. There's no way Zabit is going 5 rounds with a guy ranked behind him. If that, he's not
going to do it. Of course not. No. The only time he's going to fight a 5-rounder is for a championship. That's it. Right. That's all he wants to. And unfortunately, he's coddled too. He's another coddled fighter. That's what Dana does.
Someone who's not coddled is Jillian the Savage Robertson. Big congratulations. We will definitely talk to her very, very soon. Even Aaron was talking to her. Aaron was maybe going to try to sneak around tonight, but she has a lot of Matt Burns on her Instagram.
I saw that during the fight. I'm like, oh damn, that's gonna hurt. I've seen those. Those hurt.
Yeah, they do. They don't hurt during it. Like, you wrestle with your son, you're fine. All of a sudden, your elbow's killing you all night. I'm like, God dang, I got a little rug burn.
Yeah,
crazy. But can't wait, man. Big week. We had like 9-10 podcasts this week. Next week, we already got 2 or 3 in the bank. I guess I'm going to say it. I was not going to say it and be sneaky about it, but I guess we will announce it. We got Impa Kasanganay coming on the show. It's going to be his first interview with anyone post the knockout. I loved how open he's been with the knockout, how hey, It happened. I'm moving forward. It is what it is. You know, I'm back in 54 days, he said on his Instagram. So Impa Kasankanai is coming on next week. And iKON Fighting Federations next week. We got Bella and Frank were on YouTube, but the podcast drops Monday on all podcast platforms. Frank and Bella Mir. Should be a big week, man. We just keep rolling. And then we got Habib and Gaethje Saturday. Come on.
I can't wait, man. This week is going to be great. You know, great fights up and down iKON. Great fights up and down UFC 254. A lot of money to be made on UFC 254. And hopefully soon money to be made on iKON Fighting Federation as well.
Ooh, whoa. Man, we're dropping all the spoiler alerts in one night. Crazy, man. Anything else, brother?
What was that? I'm sorry?
Anything else?
No, man. I'm good. It was a great night of fights. I'm waiting for this Lomachenko-Lopez fight going on. I got it right here on my screen. I'm ready to go, locked in. I'm hoping Lomachenko gets that nice needed win here over the overhyped Lopez.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Wait, it hasn't even started yet?
No, the main card was at 10. So that means this fight's going to be on next after the Barboza Jr. and Saucedo fight. So it'll be on in the next, I would say, 20 to 30 minutes.
Love it, dude. I thought I was sneaky, thought I was going to miss it, and we were going. Dude, anytime the fight cards are on 8 or 10 o'clock, I'm down. Those pay-per-view, man, I don't know if I can do a post show at 2:45 a.m.
No, I can't, man. And at least next weekend, it's super early, so the fights are going to end at like 5, 6. So it makes it a lot easier to get some post-fight, stuff in.
It is, and maybe we'll do it after dinner, after the kids and all. We'll come back at 8 or 9 o'clock that night and just recap everything, especially with this. Sometimes it is like a couple hours under the book. It's like, hey, maybe we should have leaned that way. Maybe we should be matching up Jimmy Croot versus Thiago Sanders, whatever. We would be thinking more stuff out. So,
absolutely,
man, Garrett, keep killing it, bro. The Fight Analyst, thefightanalyst.com.
Yes, thefightanalyst.com.
Make that money, dude. Make the money. You can get the podcast version every Saturday morning or Friday. Oh, Friday morning always drops iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. And we're getting it, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right, dude?
All right, man. You have a great night. Everybody else, you have a good one.